Nigeria's players claim to have been left stranded at an airport in Libya ahead of an Africa Cup of Nations qualifier. It's caused national governments to get involved, with one player saying it's like a hostage situation. Now, pictures have been posted online of the squad after their plane was unexpectedly diverted to an airport, which is still 3.5 hours away from where the game was scheduled to be played in Benghazi. Players were left at the remote location for over 12 hours last night with no food, drink or access to internet. The Nigerian Federation have denied giving unfavourable treatment to the Libyan delegation in the reverse fixture last week. Former Watford defender William Troost-Ekong is the captain of Nigeria and has posted online saying the squad intend on boycotting the game tomorrow night. He says, at this point, we have called for our Nigerian government to intervene and rescue us. As the captain, together with the team, we have decided that we will not play this game. CAF should look at the report and what is happening here. If they decide to allow this kind of behaviour, let them have the points. We will not accept to travel anywhere by road here, even with security. It's not safe. We can only imagine what the hotel or food would be like given to us if we continued. We respect ourselves and respect our opponents when they are our guests in Nigeria. Mistakes happen, but these things on purpose have nothing to do with international football. Well, Galatasaray striker Victor Osimhen is not in the squad, but has posted on Instagram saying, this attempt by the Libyan FA is no longer just a delay. It is an intentional tactic to weaken and ruin the morale of the players, and it's beginning to look more like a hostage situation. The safety and well-being of my teammates and all the team staff are the most important things right now. Our captain has said we won't play the match, and I fully support that, except if the game is taken to a neutral ground. My brothers and coaches must return home safely. We are not criminals or prisoners. Speak live to Cecilia Omarogbe, who is a journalist and TV presenter for Channels TV. Thanks for joining us, Cecilia. Right, OK, first up, can you explain what has happened here?
Yeah, I think, good afternoon, thank you for having me on this platform. I think is a situation that Nigerian players have faced in North Africa. This is not the first time we've had this kind of situation. It happened to Eimba when they were playing in the CAF Champions League, and also Rivers United at a time when they went to North Africa to actually play the CAF Competitions Cup. They had to train in darkness. There was no light. So this particular situation is really strange. Yes, they are talking about the fact that they received the same treatment when they came to Nigeria. But we all know that at that time, it was just an hour that was the delay that they had. But this time around, it's something that we really don't understand why the North Africans, Libyan government, the Libyans, we actually do this. According to what they tweeted, that's the Libyan government and the Federation, they said is a routine, is a normal thing that happened, that flights can be diverted to actually land in another stadium. They're working everything possible to ensure that this game can go on. They want to resolve it totally. But from Nigerian Ministry of Sport, they are actually talking with the Libyan authority and, of course, the diplomatic. They are trying to do a lot of diplomacy to ensure that, yes, either the players are coming back home or they remain. But from what I've heard from the Nigerian Ministry of Sport, they want to ensure that the players are coming back home. They don't want the players to play this game. They want them to come home successfully, because the situation is really not looking good. I mean, being left at the airport for more than 15 hours, and they're not even sure when they will leave. So for all of us here in Nigeria, we're actually praying for the safety of the players. Yes, it's not a kidnapping situation. It's not a hostage situation. But the fact that these players have been left unattended to at the airport with no delegation to receive them. And even when they wanted to go to where they're supposed to play the game, which is a 3 hour journey, buses and securities have not been provided. And we all know that in Libya, the war currently going on is really not safe to travel by road or using the bus to travel across cities.
The reason why I don't always blame non-Africans for Africans' problem. Whenever things happen relating to Africa, even in the Western land, I don't think I will blame them over the problems of Africa. Because the real problem of Africans, the real problem of Africa is Africans. The real problem of Africa are Africans. We have a match in Libya. Yes, we have a match in Libya. And from the news, Nigerians has been stranded in their airports after being diverted into a different location, far from the location where the match is meant to hold. That makes the Libya versus Nigeria to be trending all over the internet and social media, as even the international bodies are not talking about it. Everybody are now talking about Nigeria versus Libya, the problems happening in Africa. Now it makes me ask this simple question. It makes me ask this question, if this particular action was given to us, let's say this particular action was given to Nigerians or any of the African nation, if this action was given to Nigeria or any of the African nation if this action was given to Nigeria or any other African nation by Westerners, by Europeans, what will actually be our reaction about this? By now, we will all be on the internet shouting racism, racism, racism. We will all be on Twitter shouting racism this, black that. Racism this, black that. There has been many African players, Nigerian players. In fact, many of the Nigerian players are crying out loud in Libya, saying we want to return home safely. We don't want to play again. But this is Africa. This is happening right in Africa. Had it been is not happening in Africa, the internet would have, as a matter of fact, we would have been we would have been tagging all those nations as racist, racial countries. But this is not me defending any country or saying there is nothing like racism. No. This is just me reminding you that the problem of Africa is not Westerners. Europe is not the problem of Africa. Rather, Africans are the problem of Africa. There is absolutely no love. Permit me to just say that there is no love in Africa. There is no love. love. There is no love in Africa. There's no sympathy in Africa. And how do we expect to get love and sympathy outside the shore of Africa? How do we expect to be given what we don't have? Can we get what we don't have? How do we expect to be given love in Europe when we ourselves we don't have love in Africa? Look at it and think about it. Football wouldn't have been the same if Africa are really the main body of football. It wouldn't have been the same. Look at the Western model of football. Do you think what happened in Libya between yesterday and today, do you think it will happen anywhere in Europe? Do you actually think so? Don't get me wrong, mistakes happen, yeah. It can happen anywhere in Europe. But this particular one, international players, being stranded and left behind in airports for getting to 24 hours. Do you think such thing can happen in Europe? Until now, the CAF, that is the body hosting the African Cup of Nations, is yet to release any statement. As a matter of fact, they are still playing online. They are still joking. You just need to be realizing that Europeans are no longer the problem of Africa. Africa is poor not because of Europeans. It's not the problem of Europe. Those ones has caused their own problem far back. But currently, it's no longer happening. Africans are the problem of Africa. Africa is poor because Africans want Africa to be poor. There is no, and this is why we guys need to adjust some of our mental reasoning. Can we get what we don't have? There is absolutely no love in Africa. Trust me on that. There is no love in Africa. Anywhere in Africa, there is no love. I can tell you that. Africans hate Africans. Blacks hate blacks. Until blacks start loving blacks. Until Africans start loving Africans. The Westerners will never value Africans. This is me saying that. Until we start seeing each other in this African continent, until we start seeing each other as brother, and until we start loving ourselves, not even the white will value us. Thank you for watching, and God bless you.